Hey, what's going on, people? Your boys, the Heavy Hitters. I am Mad Mike. The guys above me. I guess I'll start with this guy. Who is this guy?
I don't know. I don't know who I am today, but you know, as people know, as they see at the screen, it's your boy 6-Man KStylzz, and I see a lot of people talking about they getting a crown and coat going on. I got Jack Daniels Southern Peach going on right now. So yeah, we good. We on the same page. What's going on, people?
Okay. And who is this guy? Who are you?
It's your boy, the Minister, aka Juju on that beat. All them names calm before the storm. It's your boy Ju, the People's Champ, whatever you want to call me. I appreciate you guys tuning in as always. It's your boys, the Heavy Hitters, getting ready for this game against the Jets, man.
It is over. No more talk about last week's game. This is official. All right. We always say this is the official week come Tuesday. So we're not going to talk about what happened last week. We're going to get to we want to get to this real roll call.
It feels weird to hear somebody else say it, but yeah, y'all already know what time it is. Hey, Mike, can I say it one time just so
Just
I can do it right?
One time.
Hit him with that. The real roll call.
Y'all already know, man. Hey, let's get to it, man. I got to go all the way to the top. That's a lot of go.
Hold on, I'll go ahead and do it. I'll go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and get this real roll call. Like I said, as we know, we can't do a show without doing it. So I got to do it right. This is a KStylzz special right here. So we got Jeff Ratliff in the building. We got TalkSports and Gaming. We got Joseph Thornton. We got DD. We got Brian Peoples, Lyrics Mom in the building. Raheem DeVille, Jerry Bowie, Adrian Thomas, Michael Walker, G-Town Baller. 5. We got Brandon Kahuna in the building. Appreciate you joining us, man. I know he said he's been missing a couple of our lives, so he's good to see him here while we live. We got Millie Mills. We got Cold Ranch. Shouts out to Cold Ranch. Got his thing going on over there as well. We got V. We got The Nation. Brandon Knight. Asia Green. Bubble Gump. Isaac Crimes, Big Ant 1986, Low Ski, Dirty Bird TY, Aaron the RWBY fan. If a lot of people don't know what that means, it's red, white, black, yellow. Anime. I fucks with it. We got Blitz 818. Okay, hold on. My computer acting stupid right now. Eric McDowell Jr. We got Rose Stackson. We got James Card, King Quest 710, Antoine Wartime TV. We got Virtual ATLGM, King, Reggie C2K, YMOF Jamal, Dalray Bellamy. That's Workflow Dre and Mafia in the building. So
yes, sir.
We appreciate y'all joining us as it is right now. Go ahead, Mike. I just feel good doing it. I feel good doing that.
Hey man, that's everybody know how that we got to show everybody some love before we get started. That's how we do this. but I wanted to address this. I wish I was 100% on everything. Shoot, I'd be a damn billionaire by now, to be honest. But hey, man, look, we at Atlanta Falcons Nation try to do our due diligence and giving you guys nothing but the facts, the stats, and the truth. That's it. So we're not gonna be fast on our predictions. We're not gonna say foolish things that we haven't actually done our homework on. And y'all already know I'm terrible when it comes to predictions. I don't like looking stupid. I'm just gonna be honest. I hate it. I hate it at times, but I'm a perfectionist. So I don't like being. I really don't like looking stupid a lot of times. So that being said, man, I think it's time to get. Do we need to get in the news, or we just kind of get straight to it?
Well, we can get a little bit of news, but before you get into the news, I want everybody to realize what the hell just happened back. Do y'all see the new background? The new background we got here. Hold on. Do y'all know who that is? I know Mike and Drew know who that is, but do the people know who that is?
Who is that?
Who is that? Who is that? Oh yeah. I like to call him the excellence of execution. He said it right there. Terrence Mathis. Now, everybody knows KStylzz been saying, run the damn ball all offseason. As of right now, the way this Falcon team looking, this picture is going to say, catch the damn ball. That's going to be the new phase right there. Bam. I'm going to hold him for the rest of the season, just like this.
Yeah. We need that. We need it badly. I want to ask him a question. Well, how about your knees? Because we need you right on that field right about now. Like, we really do. They can't catch anything right there right now. So if he can run.
Hey, look. James Corey. No, hold on. James Corey came with no. He said, no, Styles. The excellence of execution is Bret Hart. And Bret Hart is my favorite wrestler. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. So, yeah, we're talking about the football aspect of it. The Falcon expectation of it. We ain't talking about the wrestling part of it. We talking about the Falcon aspect of excellence of execution of wide receivers. I know you meant the Bret the Hitman Hart. I already know.
I mean, who don't know Bret? Like, let's be real. Exactly. He's the greatest wrestler of all time, man.
Exactly.
Come on, everybody know him.
Exactly. Oh man, what you got for us? What you got for us, Mike?
I think they kind of, bro. Let's just give him a little bit of news before we get to the three keys.
Okay.
I just had it. I'll just do this one. All right. This got to go through a lot. But a couple of moves happened. A couple of moves happened as far as the roster is concerned. I think for me personally, this is probably obviously y'all know about Isaiah Oliver being, I don't know if it's a torn ACL, I don't know if it's MCL. They haven't really went into detail as far as like what his injury is, but we do know it will require a season-ending surgery. But honestly, and a lot of people may not believe, or they might even think, but I think we're good. I think we're good at corner. I don't expect Sheffield to come in and play well off the bat, but I'm comfortable with Williamson. I believe Williamson still is on the team. I think he's on the practice squad, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad.
I think he may be a boundary corner. I think what they may do with Fabian Moreau, kind of move him around until Sheffield kind of get in the fold, or just kind of move those guys all around see what Sheffield got. I honestly don't feel like Sheffield is going to be going to see a lot of playing time, but I really believe that we're going to be fine. We got AJ. Like I think AJ he is that damn good. He doesn't get tried a lot, so I'm comfortable with the corners. But the biggest move for me is Mike Pennell. Him being on that 53. I believe that I'm reading this right. He was signed to the 53 from the practice squad, right? So that is huge for me. That's something that I've actually seen for quite some time now. Saw and kind of leading up to that. You sign a guy like Anthony Rush, and then you sign at Mike Pennell, and then you sign Anthony Rush. And for me, I've seen enough of Tyler Davis. I've seen enough. His ass need to be. Look, if we can find a way to trade his ass for a honey bun and a cigar, or a Black and Mild, or a 99-cent whatever. All right, 99-cent ever. I don't care what the hell you trade him for. He needs to be gone. All right, a honey bun will sound good right about now. Yeah, but yeah, his ass need to be gone. Like he needs to be gone because what I saw from him, I don't see how you be 300 pounds and still get bullied like you nothing. And like I said, he wasn't getting double teamed. It's one-on-one. You're not getting double teamed like that. Grady is getting all the double team, and you still can't win. So like, what the hell are you good for? Let's be honest. So, what do you guys think about the injuries, and kind of the transactions that you saw today?
I'll say first thing with Isaiah Oliver. I did a video early on my channel, TalkSports. I didn't want to go into too much depth because I knew we were doing the show tonight, but I think we'll be fine, like you said, Mike. But the thing that I'm a little bit nervous about is two things with Isaiah Oliver that I think we're going to sorely miss. First thing is his tackling ability, because he's like an extra linebacker. The way that he tackles, he's a sure tackler. He reminds me a lot of Brian Poole. Like Brian Poole was a guy I loved with that 2016, 2017 team because he played really physical, close to the line, and played like a linebacker. Same thing with Isaiah Oliver. Another thing that I'm kind of nervous about that without Isaiah Oliver is his veteran leadership. Like he's a veteran. He's kind of been, even though this is a new scheme, he's been on the Falcons for 3 seasons. So we've seen Avery Williams, and I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch Darren Harmon's press conference this week, but he kind of talked about when Isaiah Oliver went out of the game. Avery Williams is mainly a special teams player, and he was kind of thrusted into that nickel linebacker, nickel corner role the remainder of the game. And he's like, sometimes the moment is just like can get a little bit too big for you because you're not expected to just get dropped into a game where all week you really haven't, been playing that role in practice. Like in practice, the backup guys only get so many snaps. You know what I'm saying? He's mainly a special team starter, not a guy that starts at the corner role. So that rover corner role, that nickel role, with Dean Pease's scheme, he likes that nickel to be able to do a lot of different things. That's the reason they had Oliver playing that role, as far as being able to come off the edge, blitz, understanding your depth when you are dropping into zones. The biggest thing is having that feel to know how far to drop back. Because if you guys notice, against the Washington football team, they showed a play where I think it was Sanchez who was calling the game, Mark Sanchez. He showed one play on the little screen where they did like 4 verticals, and then the running back came out of the backfield. And he's like, Taylor Heineke could have easily just dumped this ball to the running back because all of our guys drop so deep in the coverage, in the depth. And I think that's because they don't have that experience. A guy like Avery Williams, Isaiah Oliver's done it a number of times, so he understands, he has that feel. And that's something that I'm kind of a little bit worried about because I know whoever's playing that nickel role, it's going to take them time. So it wouldn't surprise me, like you said, if they actually move Fabian Monroe inside a little bit. And it wouldn't surprise me. Good news is we have good linebackers. So that can kind of help that young guy on the inside. And that was something that kind of helped Isaiah Oliver when they moved him from the outside to the inside. That was one of the reasons Raheem Morris did that. It's because our linebackers are like safeties. Like Deion Jones can cover a wide receiver one-on-one. Foyer can cover a wide receiver, one-on-one, and a tight end one-on-one because of their speed. So whoever's out there, hopefully the linebackers can help that person, whoever's playing that nickel role, because we got a lot of young guys. Darren Hall, TJ Green, Avery Williams, all of those guys are super young. So I think they'll be fine, but we just got to see. Now the Mike Pennell Jr., moving him to the active roster, you guys know, because I'm big on the defensive line. I've been screaming for this for Rasheed Hageman left. Like, I've been screaming, but since we lost Dante Fowler and Rasheed Hageman, like, I need that big boy up front, that 6'4", long, because it's not just about being big. I think sometimes we get it twisted about, well, you're 300 plus pounds. Yeah, that has something to do with it. But I like my nose tackle to be like 6'3", 6'4", because they're big and tall and long. And the guy that I really wanted us to go out and get in free agency, but we didn't have the money, was a guy like Calais Campbell. Like, he's a tall 6'7", 6'5", big boy. You can't really move him. And that's something that I think that we've been missing. Like, a lot of our guys are big, but they're kind of short and stubby. Like, they're barely 6 feet. Like, Grady's 6 feet. The same thing with Tyler Davidson. He's no more than 6'1". So a lot of those guys got short arms. And the reason you want to have a guy in that nose position that has the longer arms is because you can use your arms to keep those offensive linemen off you and shed blocks easily. That's something that's kind of overlooked, I think. Like, even with Grady, if you look at Grady, he used that swim move a lot because he doesn't have the longest arms. So he has to get them off him with his violent hands, as we always talk about. He really doesn't have the arms to extend guys, push guys off of him. And that's the reason why I love the young kid, Ogundeji, so much. And that's KStylzz, man, because of his arms, man, the long arms. 6'5", he can keep them guys up off him. When you trying to get around the edge, if you can basically forklift the guy up off you, you still have that one arm free where you can still make a tackle in the backfield. And that's something that we kind of struggle. So the Mike Pennell, that's the biggest, I'll say the biggest roster move that I've seen so far is the Mike Pennell Jr. Because to me, it's long overdue. I wanted him to play in this last game because we know Tyler Davidson, he's just soft. He's soft, man. I mean, he gets pushed around. He's not a true nose, because the nose is supposed to be able to, your main job is to hold the point, and he doesn't do it. Like, and your job is to eat up blocks and be a double, like take the double teams. Grady Jarrett really is our true nose because he's the guy getting double teamed on every single play. And we know that Grady's not a true nose. And even when he's getting double teamed, Grady's still beating double teams. So, I mean, that just goes to show, like, when you have that big guy in the middle, your job as a nose mainly is just to eat up blocks and allow your linebackers and the other guys on the defensive line to eat. So that's something that Mike Pennell Jr. is going to do. I mean, he did it for the Kansas City Chiefs, helped them win a Super Bowl. He was the main guy that helped Frank Clark do his thing off the edge, let those guys get them one-on-one matchups. And if we think that Dante Fowler has been wreaking havoc, just imagine once you drop that real nose, now him and Grady Jarrett are really about to get let loose because you're going to have to double Mike Pennell Jr. You're going to have to. He's too big. 6'4", 340 pounds, you have to double. It's no other way. If you don't double team him, he's going to beat one-on-one matchups. He's going to push that, whoever that guard is, he's going to push him right into the quarterback's lap.
Okay, so saying about Tyler Davidson, I trade his ass for a bottle of Blue Chew and a lifetime membership to yearbook.com. If a lot of people don't know what yearbook.com is, that's the precursor to Facebook. But yeah, like I said, it's unfortunate with Isaiah Oliver. That was a big blow right there. That's a big blow because, like I said, that was the main guy on defense that was making the biggest impact. I know people are asking about Eric Harris, how his condition is right now, and will he be able to play on this next game? Like I said, it is interesting that y'all said that too, because if Eric Harris is able to play the next game, this is KStylzz opinion. This is my opinion now. This ain't guaranteed now. I will put Eric Harris in that role.
I hate your freaking guts. I was gonna say that.
How you really
now you stole yours, and now you gonna steal my points. Like, come on, bro.
Hey, I'm about to say, but that lets the people know that we here. Think about it, we here. Like I said, because like Eric Harris, I like if he's able to play, I would rather have him as a rover. Mm-hmm. But if he's not able to play, I will put Jalen Hawkins in that position. Like I said, let those guys right there be able to make their plays. So you probably ask.
He can move around too. He's not like he almost had a pick this past game. So it's like he can definitely make a play on the ball. So I think that rover position for him, he might not have the side, the agility side to side quickness to be able to stay with certain wide receivers, but if you kind of play an inside outside technique with him, I think he'll be well. I think he'll do well.
Eric, trust me, Eric Harris is not small. That dude is 6'2", 230 pounds. That is not.
Yeah, that dude is not small.
Bro, if that is small, man, that makes me look very, very, very big.
Right, that dude is not small.
Y'all remember? Hey, look, I'm about to say, y'all remember Rocco's Modern Life when they had really, really big man? That would be me if Eric Harris is small.
Yeah, that's a big dude, man.
But yeah, just like you were saying with the Mike Pennell call up, and I ain't gonna say call up, but the signing is definitely needed because, like you said, you can't have everybody on the defensive line the same damn size. Everybody,
right?
I'm just saying, you like, bro. Grady Jarrett is the biggest guy on this defensive line as of we speaking right now. But Tyler Davidson is supposed to be your run stopper. How does that? I'm gonna ask y'all, how does that sound? That doesn't sound very promising, does it?
No.
Nah. Grady's undersized, to be honest. You know, Grady's a dog, but Grady's undersized.
Yeah, really about 5'11", 305. Yeah, he's really undersized. So you need that big gargantuan ass Malmut pit bull on the other side of him to help eat some stuff up. So they asking, do you feel like Pennell will start? I don't think they have a choice, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think he'll start, but I think he'll get some significant reps. I think that is.
Yeah, because I was about to say, Tyler.
He probably start, but he probably won't. I think it'll be probably they've been giving Jonathan Bullard a lot more playing time, so it probably will be either Jonathan Bullard, because I noticed that they're sticking with the guys that, for whatever reason, they've given these guys certain roles, and whether we like it or not, you heard Dean Pease say he can give a rat's you know what about what we think. So at this point, I'm done like fighting it. Like Steven Means, you're gonna see him starting for whatever reason. He gonna be on the edge starting the game because he got this, he understands the scheme, even though he's not really doing much other than, as we say, being the cheerleader of the team and setting the edge. I mean, he does this. I guess he does this. He does it. He's doing what they asking him to do. So at the end of the day, we just got to get used to all 11 guys working as one. I'm so used to having guys that just want to single-handedly dominate, but this defense, it's like they're not really looking for players necessarily to single-handedly dominate. They're looking for you to actually play a role, kind of like New England, where they're two-gapping and they're just stay in your gap, don't jump out your gap, and that's kind of what we're trying to do, play fundamentally sound football. So I can't really get mad at that as long as it works. If it stops working, then y'all gonna hear my mouth. But right now, I'll say for the most part, these guys need to play their roles, because we seen that Eagles game when guys were not staying in their gaps. It got ugly quick with the run with mobile quarterbacks. That can get real ugly. So,
yeah, I'm about to say Tyler Davidson is about as useful as a whole pail of water at an electric plant.
Man, look, bro. That dude. Oh my god. I've had enough. Look, yeah, I'm very patient when it comes to players, but I've seen enough of him. Like I don't understand why he's continuously getting. Like I can see why Steven means. I don't like it, but I can see why Steven means. I don't know what the hell he's good for. Tyler Davis is just not good for anything but just space at this point. But let's get into these keys to victory, man. We just started out with the Falcons, like always. You can go ahead and start, Jude. Get your first for the Atlanta Falcons, your keys to victory for the Atlanta Falcons.
Keys to victory for our Atlanta Falcons against the New York Jets in London. The first thing is going to be get after Zach Wilson. Get after him. Dante Fowler, I need about 2 or 3 sacks in this game. I'm just going to keep it real. No disrespect, but when you playing against a young quarterback, I've seen Zach Wilson, I think, throw 4 interceptions in the game. So I need this game to be one of those games where he throw about 2 or 3 interceptions. We have a couple forced fumbles because they're feeling a little good about themselves. They beat the Titans on Sunday, got their first win. They're 1-3, just like we're 1-3. So I know Dean Pease, he draws up a lot of those zone blitzes. This is the game to do it. Zach Wilson doesn't really know how to read a defense yet. He's still super young. This is only his, 5th game going in? 5th game going in. So you can do it. I would drop a lot of those exotic looks, like where you're bringing everybody to the line, like, and you don't know which guy's coming. Because as we've heard Dean Pease saying, it's not really about trying to throw the quarterback off or mess up the quarterback. He said a lot of the times it comes to confusing the offensive line. And that was something that Dean Pease actually taught me, because I thought that mainly when you're doing that, like you're bringing everybody to the line, you're trying to confuse the quarterback. He said majority of the time when that pressure is brought is because the offensive line, they don't realize who's coming and who they need to pick up. So in this game, I would bring all of those exotic coverages that we have, throw everything in the kitchen sink at Zach Wilson, try to flood his mind and have this man seeing ghost out there. Like I want him to think that we zero blitzing every play. Like I want this man off his rhythm. Don't let him get comfortable, because once he gets comfortable, he can make the throws. I've seen him. He can make the throws off platform. He has the arm talent, but he's also a guy just like Taylor Heineke that he'll put the ball in harm's way, because he's a lot similar to like a Brett Favre when it comes to being a gunslinger. He's going to try to throw the ball through a keyhole. If it's a small gap and we play a lot of zone coverage, he's going to be a guy that's going to try to make the tight throw. So in this game, you're going to have your opportunities again. Like last week, we talked about the opportunities, and that's going to be my second key to victory, is taking advantage of those opportunities. It's going to be opportunities to make plays. I talk about those 3 to 4 plays in the game that will change the game. It's no reason why in this game we don't make those plays and blow the Jets out. Like, let's not even make this close. I want us to go in this game and basically stomp a mud hole in the Jets. Like, don't come in there and give them life and make them think that they can play with you, because that's kind of what we did with the Washington. We let them hang around in the game. I don't want this to be an 8-point game, 7-point game in the fourth quarter. Let's be up 14, 17. Let's be up big, because it's no reason why they should even be able to play with us. So take advantage of your ops. Ridley, I don't care if you got to put stickum on your gloves, whatever you need to do. Catch the football.
Oh, man.
If you don't need to wear gloves, I don't know what I need to tell Calvin Ridley. But in this game, I don't want to see my football hitting the ground. Catch the ball. When the ball is thrown your way, and if you touch it, you catch it. In this game, Ridley needs to really step up and show them why he deserves that contract. Like in this game, I don't want to see no zigzagging, running backwards, running sideways. Catch the ball and go forward in this game. And he should really dominate in this game. I mean, dominate these guys, because they don't have no great corners on. They don't have a good secondary. So in this game, dominate. So taking advantage of opportunities. And this is not for Ridley. This is for everybody on the team. If you have a chance to make an interception, make the interception. If you have a chance to get a sack, make the sack. Whatever your job is, do your job in this game. And then the third key to victory is just going to be for the coaching staff. Let's be creative in this game. Be ultra aggressive. If I'm Arthur Smith, I'm being ultra aggressive in this game. put it all out there, because if you lose to the Jets, I'm coming to tell you right now, if we lose this game, that's it. You're gonna lose this locker room if you lose to the Jets, because the way that you lost last week was already demoralizing. But this team knows, and you guys got to definitely go check out Atlanta Falcons Unlimited. Terrence Mathis, Mike, y'all talked about it. It's no way you lose to the Jets. Like, we're trying to change the culture. You have to beat teams that you're supposed to beat if you want to be a winning organization. So hands down, going in this game, I wrote this in pen, permanent marker on the schedule as a W. So it ain't no way you lose this game. I don't want to hear no excuses. It's I don't care what happens in this game. It's no way you walk away with an L. If you lose this game, like I said, it's a wrap. If you lose this game, like those playoff hopes, you can fold up them tents, because if you can't beat the Jets, we all know that the Jets, they're just a terrible organization. They got a first-year head coach in Robert Saleh. It's no excuse. A rookie, QB, like, it's no excuse. We have everything is in the Atlanta Falcons' favor in this game. So that's pretty much it. My 3 keys: get after Zach Wilson, take advantage of your opportunities, and the last one is the coaching staff, be ultra aggressive. I don't care if you're going for it on 4th down, whatever you're doing, be aggressive, because we should know going into this game, they can't play with us. We have way more talent. So our talent should outshine them. At this time, we know we should have won last week, but this game, we got to go out there and take it. We can't expect, this game lingering around, messing around, and then the game is close. And that's how fluky stuff happens when you leave it up where the team is playing with you, and all of a sudden they make a big play all of a sudden, and then there you go. You have, you lose the game at the end. So in this game, just go out there and dominate. And it's simple as that.
Okay. All right. Before I get to my keys, I found Tyler Davidson's trade value here. I trade him for some more of this OxyClean that I got here, extra strength.
That man said OxyClean.
If I can get another box of this OxyClean, you can get Tyler Davidson. We good. But my first key, and this is gonna be the most important key, and you just said it as well: win by any means necessary. You got to win. It ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. No excuses. This team is just playing as bad as you. You got to win this game. Like I said, the culture that you're trying to bring here, that the culture that we're trying to establish here in Atlanta, it has to be maintained by winning this game and winning next week's game. But particularly, we're talking about this game. 2. Hold on. I'm just gonna put number 2 up right quick. Y'all don't mind if I put number 2 up right quick? Do you? Let me see if I got it right here. Point number 2.
There you go.
60 minutes football. Last week, we played minutes of good football. We need 60 minutes football. We just need to bring it 60 minutes. Because ain't no way in hell we supposed to lose last week if you played 60 minutes of football. And 3, I don't know what to say about 3. Like I said, this might be the first time I might not have 3 keys. I might not have 3 keys. Hold on, I'm trying to come up with one on the fly. Bust Zach Wilson's ass, which means Steven Means, which means Dante Fowler, which means Taquan Grant, which means Tyler Davidson, because he's going to play. Unfortunately, y'all must bust Zach Wilson's ass. You cannot give him confidence. Ain't no way. No. No, we have to make him feel like he's a rookie. We cannot have him out here playing the game like he's a veteran. Ain't no way. Well, what that new meme going down right now? Boy, ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way. That Zach Wilson supposed. If Zach Wilson have a coming out party this week, I'm slapping the shit out of somebody on site. That's how I'm gonna feel. So 3 keys basically means 60 minutes, win by any means necessary, and treat this team like they supposed to be. And that is some sorry motherfucker. Because they safety maze. I don't know if y'all heard about the safety maze from the Jets. Yeah. Is he done got arrested on some DUI shit that he done got caught up in earlier this year. We don't know how the NFL gonna do. We don't know how the Jets gonna do with it. Mm-hmm. But that's a starter that's gone, so there is no excuses. That's all I gotta say.
You kind of segue right into that, whether you see it or not. My first key to victory is the wide receivers. Said this earlier, Travis Master said this earlier. If you guys have not checked out the video, but he was saying the receivers just not getting open. This is something that I talked about plenty of times doing the heavy hitters, and you go back and watch our post-game shows. I've been saying this. The receivers aren't getting open. There's not many plays that you can draw up as an offensive coordinator, and this is one of the reasons why I want everybody to just calm down on Arthur. This is why I said over and over again, and we said this again last night, and we said on the postgame, players are supposed to execute. Coaches are supposed to call plays. Coaches aren't on the field. They're not running routes. They're not tackling people. Their only job is to call the plays and try to motivate you and put you in a position to succeed. These receivers just aren't getting open. And when they get open, their hand turned into damn butter. All right? This is what happens. And I kind of fell right into it, and now my eyes is getting big because I don't want to talk about number 18 from this point on. I will never, ever say his name ever again until I see some improvement. I will never say Mr. 18's name ever again until I see some improvement. And what's wrong? What's going on, KStylzz?
Since you're not gonna say his name, I was gonna ask you a question. Do you remember? Do you remember the movie The Replacements?
Oh God, oh my. Really?
So it's officially that we can call him Clifford Franklin now until he gets his shit right.
Franklin. Can't get right. All right. Can't get right.
Was it Clifford Franklin?
Okay? Clifford Franklin. Okay. I need you to get open. I need you to catch the ball. But most of all, I want to see you purposely run into a wall just to see if it feels good to you, if it's gonna hurt. I want you to get that mental block or whatever it is. I'll just run into the damn wall. Okay, just please. You get the ball, don't stop. When you go out of bounds, don't stop. Just keep on running until you run into a damn bench or a wall. That's what I want you to do. I want you to seek contact as much as possible. So the receivers got to do their job. The second one for me is I'm number 18. Clifford Franklin is stressing me out, bro. He's stressing me. I just can't do it with him. I believe he has so much talent. It frustrates me to see a guy with so much talent being it's scary. He's just scary. It's just scary. Well, let's go to the second one. The second one for me, man. I'm actually impressed with the offensive lineman. They pass protection. They're doing a great job in pass protection. They really are. But what I need to see from the offensive line, more of, they need to some improvement is in the running game. I don't think they're opening the holes as good as they should. Chris Lindstrom is doing a wonderful job. I think Jake is doing an okay job. Caleb McGarry, he's doing a fine job of opening holes himself. Like that right side of the offensive line, they're doing a wonderful job of opening holes. But the left side and the middle, they need to kind of find that consistency. So the offensive line, they have to improve in the running game. I want to see them opening some holes for the running back. That's one thing they're saying with Mike Smith. The holes, he's just not Cordero Patterson. He can't outrun guys like Cordero Patterson is. So you're going to see him struggle a lot more than you see a Cordero Patterson. So the offensive line, they got to get into a run rhythm. And the third one, I can't even believe I said this. I don't know why I did this to myself. If your ass gonna be starting, stop the damn run. I just stressed myself out by putting that one. I did it to myself. But if you're gonna start, I need you to at least look like you're gonna stop the run, okay? Like Tyler Davidson, just please, okay? If you're gonna start, like just please look like it. Just pretend like you're gonna stop the run. Pretend like you actually care about stopping the run. Pretend like you're actually going to tackle somebody instead of running into a wall and just standing there. Every time I see this dude, he's either getting put backwards or he's just standing still looking at somebody. And he's and when the play is over, he's like this. You ain't did nothing. All right. I'm done with that. Let's go to the Jets. All right, Drew. Let's go to the Jets. I'm tired of those two. It's two people on this team that just born. They just go to the Jets. Go to the Jets. We're gonna go to the Jets. 3 keys to victory, man. Drew, let's hit us. Good gracious.
All right. So for the Jets, keys to victory for the Jets, it's gonna be get off to a fast start. Like get off to a fast start because we've seen with this Atlanta Falcons team, we know that Arthur Smith wants to establish the running game. And I just personally feel like this Atlanta Falcons team is not built to come back in a game. Like they're built to keep the game close, control the clock. But if you can get out to a fast start as the New York Jets, you can really put the Falcons on their heels and you can mess with their mental. Because what we're seeing right now, this game is going to really test this Falcons team's mental toughness. Like if they get out, the Jets get out to a lead, this is going to push them to the brink. Like a lot of these guys that are dropping passes, Calvin Ridley and the offense, and a lot of the mental mistakes that we're seeing, the dropped interceptions, the blown sacks, missed sacks and stuff like that. If I'm the Jets, I'm trying to get out to a early lead, like a 14-0 lead or even a 7-0 lead. If you get the ball first and you're the Jets, go out there and put points on the board because what that's going to do is going to put pressure on the Falcons. And at that point, I think the players are going to start pressing. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen it the last week. Like you're going to start feeling like you're snake bitten. So if I'm the Jets, the first key to victory is get out to an early lead and see if you can put pressure on these guys to make them think like, oh, here we go again. This might be the 2020 season all over again. So if I'm the Jets, I'm getting out to an early lead. The second thing that I'm doing if I'm the New York Jets is winning a turnover battle. Like the Jets don't have a big margin for error. They're similar to our Atlanta Falcons in the fact that like when we played the Buccaneers, the way that our team is currently built, we don't have big margin for error. We're not the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not the 2016 Falcons where we strike fast and score fast. We kind of have to methodically move the ball down the field. So if I'm the Jets in this game, if they win the turnover battle, meaning they don't fumble the ball, they don't throw any interceptions, and they play it close to the vest, try to count on the Falcons to make a mistake. Like, look for them to make the mistake. If I'm the Jets, I'm coming in with a boring game plan. I'm running the ball on 1st and 2nd down, and then I'm throwing a short pass on 3rd down. Like, I'm keeping it real simple so that the game is really close. Kind of like how when we played the Giants in that first half, when everything was just short and we kept the score down. We kept it like a defensive game. That's what the Jets are going to want to do in this game because they have a defensive-minded coach. They don't want to try to get into a shootout with the Falcons because they're not going to beat us in the shootout because they don't have the offensive weapons. So my second key to victory is try to keep the game close and limit turnovers. If you don't turn over and you don't shoot yourself in the foot, rely on the Falcons to make a mistake and try to capitalize on our mistakes. The third key to victory for the Jets, it's going to be tough, but I'll say what Mike was just talking about, run the ball. If I'm the Jets, I'm running right down the middle, right down the gut of the Falcons. I don't know why when teams come to play us, they tend to try to run the ball outside when we have fast linebackers and fast corners and safeties. If I'm playing the Falcons because I know that they're little and they don't really have big defensive linemen because I'm not too sure how many snaps Mike Pennell is going to see, I'm running the ball directly up the gut 20 to 25 times in the game. That might sound crazy, but I'm trying to get 2 and 3 yards in a cloud of dust and shorten the game. 2 and 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Just keep doing it over and over again and hoping by the fourth quarter, this defensive line, because they're smaller, they're going to get worn out. So if I'm the Jets, I'm just going to pound the rock. I'm just going to run it. It's going to look like Rex Ryan's Jets. We're going to run it some more, and then we're going to play defense, and then we're going to, guess what, come back and run it. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to shorten this game. I'm not going to let Matt Ryan get comfortable. I'm not going to let Cordell Patterson. I'm not going to let Matt Ryan touch the ball a lot in this game. I'm going to play ball control if I'm the Jets. And I'm going to hope that the Falcons make a mistake, or I'm going to hope that we can return a special teams touchdown like we seen last week. I'm going to see if we can return a punt because they do got Michael Carter on their team who's a running back, and he's explosive. I'm going to see if I can get a big play. But I'm not going to do anything risky in this game. If I'm the Jets, I'm going to play it close to the vest. I'm going to try to shorten the game, and I'm going to just try to hang around in the game because right now we don't know what the Falcons as a team, where their mental is. So I'm going to try to bank on that. If I'm the Jets, I'm coming in here and I want to create doubt in the Falcons locker room and in their mindset. Because if this is a close game, I'm hoping if I'm the Jets that somehow, some way the Falcons going to make a mistake at the end of the game like we seen last week, and we're going to capitalize on it. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. So before I get to my 3 picks, for most folks that don't know who Clifford Franklin is, let me go ahead and throw this picture up right quick. Now, let me set the picture up right. So the picture was Clifford Franklin ain't caught a pass all season. So the coach said, "Shut up, give me the sticker." This is Clifford Franklin right here. Do you see how greasy them hands are? That ain't nothing but Stickum, WD-40, and octopus tentacles. That's what that is. That's the only way he's gonna catch a pass. But let's okay. So the Jets, 3 keys to Jets. I'm finna use Zach Wilson's athleticism. Let him roll out the pocket. Let him try to make some plays. Because right now, the Falcons' pass rush is not really getting to these quarterbacks. Like I said, by rolling him out, now you're buying them extra time to really make some plays. And they'll also get him some easy throws to where he'll get his confidence up. Somebody said he got KY on his hands. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, Lord. All right. Number 2. And y'all said it best. I'm running the damn ball. I see Tyler Davison on the field. Run at his ass. Because he ain't stopping nobody. He worse, like I said, he's not even reliable as a tampon right now. That's how bad he's playing. I'm sorry I had to go that route, but yeah, I'm just saying
bad.
That's bad. That's bad, but I like tell ladies, boy, shit. You rather have a tampon than Tyler Davidson protecting your ass. So yeah, I'm running at him.
Wow.
But you made the point. Like I said, if you got fast flowing type players, why run outside? Hit them where they're weak at, is in the inside.
Mm-hmm.
If Tyler Davidson is on the field, run at him. Put three guys on Grady Jarrett. Ain't nobody else getting no pressure. Boom, right there. And 3, special teams. Take advantage of field position. Give Zach Wilson that confidence to make those plays in short fields. That's all I gotta say. That was about brief.
Classic KStylzz. Classic KStylzz.
Them folks look like, damn, you said a tampon?
Hey, you never know what you're gonna get on this mode, man. You say anything and everything on here.
Exactly.
But before I get into my keys, everybody start to get your questions in. So we can kind of go into answering those questions. But the first key to victory for me for the Jet, Quentin Williams and Sheldon Rankins, those guys got to set the tone. We know the Falcons guard center have improved since the first game, but they're still young. And if you're gonna have any chance at winning, you got to make sure that Matt Ryan doesn't get in a rhythm, and you got to get after him, get him off his spot, and get that ball out of his hands. You don't want a young quarterback. You don't want a veteran quarterback like Matt Ryan to get in a rhythm where he starts to find Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst. The Falcons still have weapons. Yeah, they've gotten off to a slow start, but he's still Calvin Ridley. He's still Matt Ryan. And at this time, we know what Kyle Pitts is capable of. We know, even in the passing game, Cordero Patterson, the dude is an absolute freak of nature right now. He's playing out of his dang on mind. So you want to make sure that those guys get off to a good start. You got to disrupt the rhythm of this Falcons offense. That's the only hope that you have on defense. You can't get Matt Ryan off his spot. You're not winning the game anyway. The second one is something that I am actually beginning to worry about. You want to move the quarterback around. You want to get him in space. You want to make sure he gets outside the pocket and get those extra rushing yards. Get their confidence up, because I've seen it with the Eagles with Jalen Hurts. They moved around. He was making plays with his legs, and then he gained confidence. You saw it with Taylor Heineke. He moved around. He got a couple of yards, and he's himself. So you want, especially with a young quarterback like Zach Wilson, who is throwing all types of interceptions, like he's throwing a lot of bad passes right now, and you want to make sure he gets in the rhythm. So with a young quarterback, we're seeing that with Sam Darnold in Carolina. They're not really looking for him to take over the game as a passer. They just moving him around, using his athleticism, dump it off to the running back, dump it off to DJ, and letting them do their thing. That's the exact same blueprint that you want to take with Zach Wilson. Just let him be athletic, and to, build his confidence. That's how you want to do it. So you got to get him into rhythm. Third one, CJ Mosley better put on a super cape. He better turn into Batman. He better put he better put something on, because you're gonna have your hands filled with Cordero Patterson and those tight ends for the Atlanta Falcons. Because those are not that's just not a good matchup. CJ Moses is a very good linebacker, but for me, he isn't a very good cover linebacker. Very good linebacker, right? He is solid, but I think the Falcons can take advantage of him in the passing game. So if he doesn't play up to par, it's going to be a long day for that Jets defense. It's going to be a long day for that Jets defense. So they got to he has to play up to his potential if they're going to have a chance. So those are my 3 keys to victory, man, for the Jets. But if you guys don't have any topic, we can go to some questions in there.
Like I said, we got right here. It says Cowboys released Jalen Smith.
Ooh,
I'm not surprised at all. Because Jalen Smith ain't been healthy since he got in the league. Since he got with the team. Yeah. And they like Michael Parsons so much at that middle linebacker spot. It's like if you look at that middle linebackers, it's really just Michael Parsons, Keanu Neal, Leighton Vander Esch. They like those 3. Like I said,
man, Mike Ryan gonna smoke Keanu on there. Like, they better not have no damn Keanu. We played the Cowboys. They better not have him in no damn coverage.
This shit gonna be funny as hell though. It's gonna be real funny. It's gonna be really funny. But hold on. I saw something up here before that I wanted to kind of hit on. I'm trying to find it. Where that? Now y'all keep going because I don't even see it. I just saw it. I just had it.
Like I said, they Cowboys gave him a contract. So they gave him a contract and then released him.
Yeah,
they gave it based on potential, but he can't stay on the field, so you really can't. There's one of those cases where, okay, yeah, we're gonna pay you because we know what you can do, but you can't stay on the field to see what the hell you can do.
Yeah, they did it. I think really Jerry Jones paid him because you know how Jerry Jones get with his players. He gets buddy with some of his players, and I think that Jalen Smith was more about the story of him wrecking his knee in college prior to getting drafted, and then him actually making a Pro Bowl that one year. I think it was 2016, whatever first year they had Leighton Vander Esch when they drafted Vander. I think it was 2017. Right. He made a Pro Bowl. So I think it was more about the story of Jalen Smith and how he kind of got injured and then came back and rehabbed back because he missed like his whole rookie season and then came back. But I mean, I'm not surprised that they released him. I thought they were going to do it prior to the season because Michael Parsons is a dog. He was a guy that I wanted the Falcons to actually look at with that top pick if we went defense because he can do everything. That man in rushing the passer, that guy is playing middle linebacker, outside linebacker. He just Tasmanian devil. So that dude flying all over the field. So I'm not too surprised. And then I think also because Jalen Smith was one of the leaders in that locker room, usually 2 alpha dogs can't be in the same locker room. And Michael Parsons is an alpha dog. So it's like you only can have one leader of that defense. And him and Jalen Smith, they were going to clash. You know, they were going to butt heads. So I think the reason they got rid of him is kind of like they didn't want to divide the locker room. You're going to have some that want to roll with Jalen. You're going to have some that's like Micah's young, but he out there doing it on the field. You know, Jalen was more the vocal leader of that defense, but it's like Michael Parsons is vocal and he out there proving it on the field. So it's like, I think to prevent that divide in the locker room, it's like, let's go ahead and get rid of Jalen so we don't even have that problem. I think that's what
this from Dan Quinn, though. We've seen this from Dan Quinn. He don't want too many alpha dogs on his defense. He wants to be the only alpha dog. So this is not like he don't want guys who's going to not help him get over his scheme. And I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, that kind of goes into the mentality with those Jones owners, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Like those guys, like, again, they want guys they can control. And I think that has a lot to do with that also. KStylzz, you find it?
I'm about to say I was gonna get on actually what y'all was talking about too.
Okay.
I just saying just like this. If you think about a pack of wolves, or as you say, kind of like a clan of lions, the herd alpha gets booted out the goddamn pack.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. Like, you can be a leader, you can be this vocal leader, you can be this inspirational leader, but if you're not on the field enough to really display that leadership, you're no good to the whole team. And that's basically what that is. But the other thing I was going to say, and this is what I was looking for, and Dreddy asked this question, he was like, why don't they break Calvin Ridley in during practice, light his ass up to get hit? You can't hit nobody in practice no more. NFLPA. You can't hit nobody in practice no more. This ain't 1994.
They probably have a whole lawsuit against you for doing
it. That's what most of them damn CTE lawsuits probably coming from, is them folk getting hit in practice back in the day. Let me see. It was a couple questions. It was a couple questions in here. Hold on. Let me go and pull them up right quick, because I saw Noah ask a question right here. He said, what's a way to fix the problems when it comes to extending plays? Our defense is prone to giving up.
Guys keeping contained. That's all it's about. It's about angles. Like, I don't know how many times KStylzz gonna say it. It's about angles. Like, it's all about your pursuit. If you go look at the play where Dante Fowler tried to make the sack and he kind of spun around, Taylor Heinicke was running all over the place. But when you come in on a blitz, these players are not being disciplined. Like, you have to come in on the correct angles. Even if you look at the tackle that Deion Jones missed in the open field on McKissick for the game-winning touchdown, he just didn't take the right angle for the tackle. And sometimes Deion Jones gets away with taking bad angles because of his speed and athleticism. But it all comes back to fundamentals at the end of the day. If you don't square a guy up when you're making a tackle, if you're dropping your head, there you go. The small intricate details, like, they're not doing it. But I just think that mainly it's when guys are extending plays. I was talking about gap integrity. Guys are not keeping their gap integrity. Like, don't jump inside if you know that you got a scrambling quarterback, because as soon as you jump inside, what is the quarterback gonna do? Roll outside. You just got to be smart. You have to be smart. And even if that means that don't attack the quarterback, because sometimes just force the quarterback to stay in the pocket. Just force him to stay in the pocket. Like, don't chase him, because, like, when we were playing Jalen Hurts, I'm like, stop chasing him. Like, if you guys remember in that NFC Championship game when we played the Eagles, they just stopped chasing. They just stopped chasing Vic. They let Vic run around in circles. But what they were told to do was, don't allow Vic to get outside of the pocket. Make him stay in the pocket and pass it. As crazy as that sounds, some quarterbacks are not comfortable in the pocket, especially mobile quarterbacks just playing street football and just running around like crazy. Just keep him in the pocket. He ain't got nowhere to go, and usually the guy's not going to break open downfield. They're not comfortable in the pocket, so you want to keep them entrenched. So sometimes it's just keep your hands up, and keep a fence around them. Don't let them get outside. Once they get outside, that's where they're comfortable, and that's where it puts a strain on the corners, because at that point, the guys in the secondary, if I'm in the zone, I don't know whether to come get the quarterback or to sit in my zone, because if he starts to contain outside, I'm like, dang, is he going to run for the first down? Should I stay in my zone? You don't know what to do. At that point, it's like you in no man's land, basically. So in this game and against any of these mobile quarterbacks, keep them in the pocket. Make them pass it from the pocket. Don't run past them, though. That's what we've been doing lately, is running past them. Once you run past them, the floodgates open, because that's when you see like the Red Sea get parted. And that's what we seen with Taylor Heinicke a couple times last week, where we were pushing the pocket and trying to get after him, but you had guys on the edge like Dante Fowler. They were running past them. So once you run past them, what is the quarterback going to do? Run straight. He's going to run forward because he don't see nobody at that point. The middle of the field is wide open. I mean, that's basically as simple as I can make it.
Hey, you just made a good point right there as far as that, because that actually was that's what they used to call the Barry Sanders defense. When people used to play against the Lions against Barry Sanders, they always would tell them, don't pursue, stand right where you was, because he's going to come back to you. Because what a lot of people don't know about Barry Sanders was, if you actually look at Emmitt Smith and his rushing rate, if you looked at Emmitt Smith's rushing yards, career-wise, Barry Sanders had negative almost 2,000 yards trying to make something out of nothing. That goes in, like I said, when you said about keeping the mobile quarterback and all that stuff in the pocket, it kind of brought that to my head that I heard that before, and it's like, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Because, Barry Sanders, because a lot of people don't know, Barry Sanders actually would have had way more yards than he had in his career if he ain't lost almost 2,000 yards career-wise trying to make something out of nothing. Even though we could say his offensive line was terrible, his quarterback was terrible, but still, it's the same philosophy.
Yeah, it actually goes into pass rushing also. What offensive coaches now are teaching quarterbacks is to run. They're teaching all quarterbacks. If the middle of the field is wide open, go run. And that's you see Tom Brady, you see everybody, like all those guys are looking to run. And what's the issue and what the Falcons need to work on, because what I'm saying, this is actually something that I want to talk about also, is that I don't agree with them not getting pressure. I think they're getting a lot of pressure. They're getting a lot of pressure. They're getting home. I seen at least 3 times in last game, which is Dante Fowler taking the wrong angles, like you always say, taking the wrong angles, diving when he doesn't have to dive. Just stay up and get the guy, and like trust your guy to do his job. And that's one thing about Stephen Beans. He's going to stay in his lane. He's going to be disciplined. So they're not counting on him to be a rush end. They're counting on him to be a disciplined end, because one of the worst things you can do, and you saw this with even Tack McKinley and Vic Beasley, is both of those guys will come on speed rushes and they would take these wide ass angles, and then everything, the middle and the side of the field, everything will open for everybody. Jesus the part, the Red Sea, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like all that type of stuff was wide open because they weren't keeping contained. There, as a pass rush, you rush as a unit. He says this all the time. You have to rush as a unit and keep your contained. So that's the reason why Ogundeji is not starting. It's not because he doesn't have pass rush skill. It's not that he can't do it. It's he's not disciplined. First of all, when you learn how to be a defensive end, stay in your lane. He said multiple times, gap integrity. That's how you're going to win. That's how you're going to get after the quarterback. Do your job. Stay in your gap. When you're trying to play hero and diving and trying to do the Troy Polamalu stuff, diving on the quarterback and diving on the running back, that's when you get in trouble. Do your job, stay in your gap, and go after the quarterback. And that's what the Falcons need to focus on. I think they're getting a lot of pressure. We've seen it even a couple of times with the defensive backs coming on blitzes. All you have to do is just stop, break down, and he's going to come to you. That's it. He doesn't have anywhere to go. You got outside leverage. Break down and let him come to you. But a lot of these defensive players today, they're undisciplined. They get out of what their job is, and that's how you end up. You see these guys, especially quarterbacks today, it's not because they're fast. It's just, a lot of teams just aren't disciplined.
That leads to a question that I just had, and you just said something that I gotta ask a question on. Hey, I want you to chime in on this as well. So when we talk about discipline on defense, do you think it's more so on the coaches in college in high school, not really teaching these guys the basics of the discipline that's necessary for these positions?
Oh my God.
Or do you feel
Ooh, Juju. Oh boy, that was $1 million question because I was talking about it. Go ahead, Juju.
Go ahead, Drew. What you got on that?
Yeah, I think if you look at college football, they're not teaching the fundamentals of the game, period. Even with these quarterbacks, like a lot of this stuff is especially if you look at like the Big 12, certain conferences, like it's not a lot of conferences that are running pro style systems. Like, and that's why these quarterbacks are coming in and they're struggling. But even with the defenses, because of the rule changes on the defenses and stuff like that, they're not teaching the fundamentals of the game. And another thing that I kind of wanted to point out, and this is something that Dean P's been talking about. He talked about it when he came here to Atlanta. It's being smart. You heard him talk about not having the most necessarily always having the most athletic players, but I need disciplined players that are going to play hard, but being smart. And a lot of these guys are just not playing smart. Sometimes you're being ultra aggressive. I do want my defenders aggressive, but sometimes your aggressiveness can get you outsmarted if you're not out there playing smart. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff we're talking about, breaking contain, guys diving and doing all this crazy stuff, it's because they're ultra aggressive. Dante Fowler is an aggressive player, but he has to learn how to be aggressive but smart. Because a lot of these offensive coordinators like Sean McVay, they know that these guys are aggressive. And that's the one thing that's going to actually bite Micah Parsons in his butt is that he's a guy that's very aggressive. He's a guy, like I told you guys, he's a Tasmanian devil. He's just running around. Like if you go back and look at the game against the Bucks, a lot of the times he was outside of his zones. Like he doesn't understand schemes. He doesn't understand route concepts. So everything that he did at Penn State was just see ball, get ball. His athleticism kind of took him there where he could get tackles for loss and stuff like that. But a guy like Sean McVay, he loves an ultra aggressive linebacker because all he's going to do all day is run jet sweeps because he knows that Micah Parsons has an assignments. So he's going to just keep an assignment and make him do that assignment. And since he knows that his eyes is to follow the ball, he's going to do everything to confuse him. He's not going to allow him to understand, I'm not going to run simple plays. I'm going to have different schemes that throw you off and take advantage of that aggressiveness. And if you guys go back and look at the game that we just had this past Sunday, the reason that Cordell Patterson got that deep touchdown, the safety bit down on Kyle Pitts' curl route. And Mark Sanchez talked about it. He showed it right after the touchdown play. He said, watch this play right here. This is a great play by Arthur Smith, but this safety is eye discipline. He showed, basically he just ran a deep comeback, and on the post route, Cordell Patterson was able to go right by him. Nobody was home because of his eye discipline. He's just being extra aggressive and not playing his keys. Because if you're the safety, you're the deepest man. Regardless, you shouldn't be out there jumping routes. His job on that play was you're the deepest man, so you don't let anybody get by you. But he tried to make a play because Matt Ryan was looking his direction and threw back the other way. And that's what smart veteran quarterbacks do. So, yeah, man. I mean, like we said, football is a game of chess, not checkers. And a lot of these young guys are playing checkers out there.
Shit, I was about to say, y'all say chess and not checkers, boy. Y'all better try the game Go. I'd rather play checkers than Go. I'll tell you that now. The game of Go is way more complicated than that. But yeah, that's a good point because like we've seen, and like you said, we could say, well, the Falcons have kind of been a victim of this the last few years, and you see it around the league a lot with a lot of these players is basically really just undisciplined football. Folks can't tackle no more. Folks don't play their assignments anymore. Like I said, this is a league-wide thing now. And like I said, these are techniques that really are not taught by coaches even at the middle school level no more. Because everybody's looking at that dollar and be like, oh, I got the best player here. Let me just get him out there and just do something. But I'm not going to teach it. But the thing is, I'm not going to have the wherewithal to teach him. And I know we missed it here, but we got a $5 super chat. Holla, holla, holla. Craig Johnson said we'll be 7-10 facts. Like I said, we don't right at this point right now, we don't damn know. I still think the Falcons will be 10-7. I'm gonna flip that around and I will stand on it. If I look like a complete ass at the end of the season, I'll look like a complete ass. I still think this is a 10-7 team. But the only thing, in order for them to be a 10-7 team, they have to execute. What's your favorite thing you like to say?
Yeah, it's 3 to 4 plays in the game that'll change the game. So you have to make plays. When you get your opportunities, make the plays. That's what the Patriots lived on. That's what the Patriots lived on. The small things, field goals, I mean, they won what 3-4 Super Bowls off field goals. That's simple stuff. If you do the simple things, the great teams do the simple and the fundamentally things well. If you do fundamentals well, those are the great teams. Those are the teams that win games, that do the small, intricate details well. If you don't do the small things well, and like I said, you guys definitely need to check out Darren Harmon's press conference this week. I think it was like on Monday. He had a press conference. It was excellent because he talked about, because he's won Super Bowls. He talked about it. He said it's the details. They were asking him a bunch of questions. He kept going back to it's the details, us handling the details, taking advantage of opportunities, but it's all in the details. If you go and you execute the details, you'll win these games.
Right. And if a lot of people don't know what the small, intricate details is, let me give you the KStylzz explanation on that. And Mike, I think you're going to like this. There's certain steps into doing the small, intricate details. 1, do your damn job. 2, make the play that's presented to you. 3, don't turn the ball over. 4, score touchdowns in the red zone. 5, flip field position for your defensive advantage. 6, tackle. 7, halftime adjustments. Like I said, this ain't all of them, but this is 7 that I can think of right now.
Catch the damn ball.
Catch the ball. That's 8. 9.
Run forward, not backwards.
Go forward.
Look, run towards your goalpost and not towards the opposing team's goalpost.
If y'all don't know what he means is the touchdown is ahead, not to the sideline.
The first down is in front of you. The first down is the marker is in front of you, not behind you.
Exactly. 10, eliminate stupid penalties. These are steps. This is why like you said, this is why teams like the Patriots. This is why teams like the Steelers, like teams that have multiple Super Bowls. We're not talking about just one Super Bowl. We talking about 3+. This is how they win their Super Bowls. The teams that win the Super Bowls do the little things. People always kind of down the fundamentals, down the little things that go into being successful nowadays. But you have to think about it. The thing that you might be, okay, this don't sound like nothing that I need to know, could be the very little key that you need in order for you to reach that next level in your life where you want to be at. That's how it goes, man. That's life. That ain't even just football. That's life in general. I about to say, boy, where the questions at, man? Where the questions at? We trying to get some more of these questions. Yeah. Hold on. We'll hit a couple comments before we start getting some questions or something. We try and wait on the question because it really has no sense of direction. He catches the ball and runs sideways. Bro, that damn Chiefs game made me so mad, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. That Chiefs game last year made me mad as hell.
This man pulling away from him. Like, it ain't nowhere. They ain't nowhere close to tackling him. And something in his head say, "Oh, my God, they're about to hit me." And he just stops and goes sideways. Like, what are you even looking at? My thing. What are you even looking at? What are you thinking? Nobody touched you, and you just stop and go sideways.
This dude turned into Lil Chris from Friday on that play. We were like, quit playing, and ran his ass to the sideline. I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go. That, like I said, and this is what we talk, and this is what we just talked about with the small intricate details. If you literally are running straight and you have 4 defenders that's literally behind you, I'm about to say anybody with a common brain would tell your ass just keep going forward. If you get caught, motherfucker, you get caught. Do not go forward, then go sideways, and then those
traffic. Somebody need to be a traffic. Like they be on somebody on the Falcons team need to be one of the traffic.
Hey, look. If they pay me the money, boy, I'll be look. I have an airport uniform with the things going like this. I'll be like this. Calvin really every time he catch the ball, be like, then the back of the end zone, like this
way, that
way. Exactly. Yeah, we got a couple questions in here. I saw a couple questions in here. They finally brought them in. Andrew Botto here says, do y'all think we'll get Wayne Gallman more involved?
We need to.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
We need to. I mean, Wayne Gallman is a guy that I really like because he's a change of pace back. And I like Wayne Gallman's vision. If you guys seen in this last game, he understands how that zone running scheme. Like I run, put my foot in the ground, and I know where to make that cutback. We've seen it a little bit in this last game. I like Mike Davis. I think Mike Davis is getting a lot of criticism lately because Cordell Patterson is just a baller. But Mike Davis is a certain type of running back. Like he's just a bowling ball. Like he gets those tough physical yards. The thing I like about Mike Davis is you ain't gonna see him get knocked backwards a lot. Like we seen that when we had Devontae Freeman. We seen that with Ito Smith. Those guys would just get pummeled, with a linebacker coming downhill. It ain't many linebackers or many players that wants to tackle Mike Davis one-on-one. We seen him catch that pass on Sunday in the flats and broke like 4 or 5 tackles. So he does bring something to the table. I think Mike Davis is taking a lot of unnecessary criticism, but I do want to see Wayne Gallman get a little bit more snaps because I think the more running backs you have, the better. And I think that 3-headed monster, you can change, how that change the pace. And I think Wayne Gallman gives you something different than a guy like Mike Davis. Mike Davis doesn't hit the hole as fast as a Wayne Gallman or as fast as Cordell Patterson. Like Cordell Patterson and Wayne Gallman, they're about their business. To me, sometimes it takes Mike Davis. He's patient, which is a good thing, but sometimes it takes him a while to get to where he's going. And as Mike always say, he seeks contact. Like he's not looking to run away from nobody. When he go whatever hole he hit, he ain't trying to juke you. He just trying to go forward. Where Wayne Gallman and Cordell Patterson, they can make the big play because we seen Cordell Patterson take, I think it was like a stretch play on Sunday where he had the vision to take it all the way outside. The play wasn't even schemed to go there, but because he has that vision, because he returns kicks and punts, he'll hit you backside. He just has that vision where he's a big playmaker. So I think you want to give all of those guys playing time. I would keep all 3 of those guys on the field because I like what I saw out of Wayne Gallman. I think he's a good change of pace back.
All right. What do you think on this question?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think on this question right here? What do you think we have to do to go on a big winning streak?
We just said it. Small, intricate details. There was 10 of them. Small, intricate details. That's how winning organizations get wins. We don't have a lack of scoring here. We never really did that. It's not even a lack of defensive talent, despite what a lot of analysts, experts would tell you. We lack talent. We don't lack talent. We lack guys like we lack guys who just don't do like you said. Even with the Deion Jones, that was just a bad angle. He didn't secure the tackle. Even Dante Fowler diving. No coach in the NFL teaches you to dive after the quarterback. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, they don't teach the Superman technique in football. That's not what they do. They don't teach you to do any of that. So these things you're talking about, catching the ball, you got to catch the ball, you got to secure the ball. The discipline with flags. As much as I love Grady Jarrett, he cost us 2 in that game. Jumping off sides. You got to be sure that the offensive lineman is doing something. You can't just be jumping outside because you thought you saw something. You got to be sure. You know what I'm saying? Even Grady Jarrett will tell you, those things. You can't have that. So it's the small, intricate details of football. It's not too difficult. The reason why we've lost a lot of games is, and I'm gonna say this. I have to keep saying this over and over again because as Falcons fans, all right, first and foremost, we are fans first. All right. First and foremost, we're fans first. So we want to see our team be excited. We want to see our favorite players get the ball. We want to see, Calvin really catch touchdown. We want to see Matt Ryan throw 4-5 touchdowns in the game. We want to see Jake Matthews get a pancake. Chris Lindstrom get a pancake. We want to see Grady get sacks. We want to see Deion get a pick 6. But that's not what actually wins the game. What wins the game is running the ball 3 times when you need to run the clock out. That's not pretty. Sometimes the proper thing to do with the passing game is to just check the damn thing down. And not because one thing is a misconception is that I'm just going to throw the ball deep just to try to change their vision. That's not what, defenders, they are not threatened by throwing the deep ball. And let me explain why I'm saying that. They are threatened by guys like a Julio Jones or Calvin Ridley who have done it before. They're not thinking about the odds. They're not thinking about the other guys. They're focused on those. And when we talk about completing deep passes, you might complete 1 or 2 of them a game, but everything else is check down, middle of the field, and guys making plays and missing tackles. Those are the things that equate to more yards throughout the game. So you don't really see teams throw deep. Like you look at Aaron Rodgers may have 1 or 2 deep shots where he actually complete during the game. But we don't see it. You look at Devontae Adams, he's not a deep threat. He's not a deep threat. All you see him in the middle of the field, wide open, going on crossing routes. Aaron hits him in it, and he gets a lot of run after catch. That's a lot of yak yards. What Julio did. You go back to the Carolina game. Julio didn't have a lot of deep throws. I think it was maybe 1 or 2. It may be like 1 or 2 shots that they completed. And the rest of them was like taking a crossing route, taking a slant to the dang house. So that's why I always said that Julio in this offense, he was more so Matt Ryan's safety. And what Matt Ryan's safety is a tight end. Julio was nothing more in this offense, a glorified tight end playing at the wide receiver position. So you got to get out of that mentality that we got to take deep shots. We got to take these shots. We got to do what works. And what works are the secure throws, the slants, the dumping the ball off, the attacking the seams, just easy throws. You want to make it as easy as possible for the quarterback.
The easiest throws is in the middle of the field, as crazy as that sound.
Mm-hmm.
Millie Mills here said, now that Clifford Franklin knows the whole media is mad at him for dropping passes, he gonna go out there Sunday and get killed trying to prove us wrong. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. Good. Because if you try to make Calvin really the whole focal point of the offense, it's the same thing we've been dealing with Julio Jones for the last 12 years, is trying to prove Julio Jones being the best guy instead of just taking what the defense give us. And that's where a lot of the losses come in. That is when you're trying to force it into a guy. You just got to take what the defense give you. And we got one here from Mafia. He said, y'all got to know that no one is dragging Matt Ryan, knock on wood, but why does he have to have this type of game? Because he's Matt Ryan. No, basically what he's saying is that ain't nobody's really talking about Matt Ryan being
okay, I got it. I see.
So, but they saying, but he's asking like, why does he have to have a type of game like that for them to not talk about? Because he's not the quarterback.
There's no Julio Jones saving him. That's why nobody's talking about it. And they actually see that, wow, Matt Ryan is actually a good quarterback. Can't catch a damn thing right now. So it can't be that he's, Julio or the wide receivers are bailing them out, because the wide receivers are playing like crap right now. So that's the real, it's the reality check. You know what I'm saying? We said this time and time again. Y'all are going to regret the day when y'all said that man sucks. We don't have a Julio Jones right now. We don't have Tony Gonzalez. And right now, Calvin Ridley is not playing up to his potential, but you still seeing Matt Ryan out here throwing 4 touchdowns. So it's on his own talent. So this is the reason why nobody's talking. It's just a reality check. Nobody wants to sit back and say, oh, dang, man, I was wrong. But it takes a real man to admit when he's wrong and admit, dang, Matt Ryan really is that good. He really is that. And that's the main reason why a lot of people just quiet. They ain't got nothing to say now. They can't say it no more. Julio bailed them out. They can't say that no more.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, when you think about it, it's just one of those cases of you snatch 2 wings off of a bird. What is he gonna do then? And you see, because you look at it, despite the 3 interception game, them the only interceptions he threw all season so far. He has 8 touchdowns. You can only work with what you got. And it's not that he's not the only reason why we're losing. So that's why you're not hearing as much. It's still out there. Trust me, it is still out there. You're just not hearing the whole state of Georgia talking about how he sucks like that. Because, like I said, what do you think about it? Ain't no risk. Terrence Mathis said, hey, hold on, let me do it right. This guy right here. If you watch Atlanta Sports Unlimited, this guy right here literally said, ain't nobody getting open. So are y'all going to say that this guy doesn't know what he's talking about? A Falcons legend?
Oh, dang, that 800 receptions in his career. You can't say he don't know what he's talking about.
Exactly. Because he's looking at the game as a former player, so he knows more than what we know.
Mike don't know though.
Look, let me point at him right there. You see that? Yeah. So, like I said, if you got receivers that can't get open, you got a running game that's kind of up and down right now, and it's up and down. And I know I was saying in the offseason, run the damn ball, which they are doing, is not being effective with Mike Davis, but it's being effective with the other guys. But the reason why you don't see it like that is because you're seeing Cordero Patterson being effective in the passing game. You don't have to be a 200-yard rushing team to be effective in a running game. You just have to run the ball enough to make it a threat to evolve the passing game and the play action game. That is the key. See, if you don't have a play action threat, your passing game is no good. I ain't gonna say it's no good, but it's very limited. And like you said, it's looking like and when we say with Julio Jones, and then let's look at the comparison with Tennessee right now. Everybody said that Ryan Tannehill is one of the top 5 best quarterbacks in the league right now. Nobody talks about the fact that Derrick Henry is running damn near 40 times a game down there in Tennessee.
Ooh, boy, that man leg gonna fall off, boy. God forbid, but Jesus Christ.
And
they're gonna run that man straight to the ground.
He's running 35 to the ground. And you know what the crazy thing about Tennessee is? They have a history of doing that.
Running backs until they can't run no more. They did Earl Campbell. Yep.
Eddie George. Chris Brown.
Yep.
CJ 2K. And now they're going right now with Derrick Henry. And no, not the Chris Brown that used to be a singer. They had a running back named Chris Brown, who was big. And like I said, Tennessee had they had big running backs. They always known for that. I can't count Bishop Shanky in there because Bishop Shanky did it for one season and he was out the league after that. So, but this is what was. Oh yeah, DeMarco Murray, another big back, ran his ass to the ground. Like you said, you don't, like I said, you want to have that balance. If you ain't got that balance, like I said, if one of your best players is your running back, he's not gonna last long. And that goes in all teams that have running backs they use as bell cows. Somebody said Lendell White. Lendell White didn't really do enough to. I can't really count him to be doing enough. Yeah, I see what you done. Like I said, he had the opportunity, but he went on the KStylzz diet in the NFL and it failed him miserably. So yeah.
No sir.
Right.
But yeah, you go ahead and answer this one, Jude. Go ahead, answer that.
So what is it, Mad Mike? Do you see them moving Jalen Hawkins, getting more reps, or bringing on second round rookie for some reps? I guess he's talking about Richie Grant. I think that they're gonna have to use everybody because I think that it's not one player on this roster that actually can do what Isaiah Oliver was doing. Believe it or not, it's so crazy. Like we're a year removed from like the first half of the season. Everybody's saying they wanted Isaiah Oliver going to him transforming, and everybody's like he's one of the X factors on the defense. And that's why we always say just be patient. Just wait and see. Be patient. We don't know. Just wait and see. Like let these guys develop. And I'm telling you guys, it's not going to be, I'll say like this. Dean Pease understands how to put players in position to succeed, but I don't see another Isaiah Oliver on this roster that's already fully developed because Isaiah Oliver, like I said, is in year 3. You know what I'm saying? So he has those games under his belt because it's a lot of things that come into play when you're playing the nickel role or you're playing the defensive back role in general, whether you're a safety, whether you're a corner. That's the reason why we haven't seen Richie Grant. And this goes back to what I was talking about in college, where we were talking about earlier in the show that these players are not being fundamentally developed in college. And that's the reason why Richie Grant hasn't seen a bunch of snaps yet. And that's another thing that Darren Harmon talked about in his press conference. They asked him about Richie Grant. He was like, well, Richie Grant just has to continue to learn the scheme. He was like, Richie Grant's going to be a good player. He's going to be a good player for a long time in this league, but he needs that time to develop. Darren Harmon talked about him not being a starter when he was in New England for like his first 7 seasons. He was like, I was a partial starter, meaning I got in and that's why they called him the closer, where they would rotate him into the game, but he wasn't a starter. You know what I'm saying? They would rotate him in and out. And it's the same thing with the Richie Grant thing. I think you bring Richie Grant in to blitz, you bring Richie Grant in on certain plays, because I don't think you have one guy where you can just throw them out there and say, do what Isaiah Oliver was doing, because Isaiah Oliver is a lot smarter than people think. He was doing a lot. He had a lot on his plate because he's playing multiple roles. He's not just a nickel corner. He's a nickel corner. He was playing safety and he's playing nickel linebacker. So that's really like 3 roles for one player. So I don't think that it's one guy on this team that you can say, okay, Avery Williams, go out there and do what Isaiah Oliver was doing. Or even Jalen Hawkins, go out there and do what Isaiah Oliver was doing. I don't think you can really do that. You're going to have to break it up, and you're going to have to sub guys in and out and basically see what they do best. Like I think Avery Williams, because he's a smaller guy, I think he's better in like man coverage if you're going to try to play him in the slot against those quick, shifty guys, because he returns punts and stuff like that. But if you want a bigger physical guy, like on a 3rd and short, you might go with a guy like Jalen Hawkins because he's bigger, he's more physical, or you might go with Eric Harris, as KStylzz talked about earlier in the show, because he's a bigger physical 6'2", 225 pounds to 230 pounds. He's built kind of like a linebacker, and he's physical. He can come up and make tackles, where Avery Williams is not that. I mean, I'm not going to say he's not physical. He's just smaller. So if that offensive line, gets to the second level, 9 times out of 10, they're going to eliminate Avery Williams because of his size. So I think it's just we're going to have to be patient, and they're going to have to really go in and look to see what players do best, because I really don't know what Darren Hall is. He's another guy that we drafted this year, but he hasn't played a lot this year. So I don't really know how good he is. I don't know what he's good at. And that's another reason why I said that we have to be patient in this first quarter of the season, because they're still trying to figure out what these guys do well. They don't know. They've seen tape from previous years, but they haven't seen these guys in their scheme. So they're still figuring it out. So that's why we have to be patient, because we don't know.
Oh, yeah. And also, my bad. Also, I want to give a shout out to Ty Bonds, because he said earlier, like you said, he appreciated the content. And this was another comment that he said. He said he loved the show. Born and raised Georgia, moved to the Bay in 2018. Still rocking my red and black Rise Up. Like I said, we definitely appreciate it. If I ain't got to you earlier, that is my apology. But we definitely here at AFN, we definitely appreciate it, man, because we doing what we do on a weekly basis over here, man.
For you.
Exactly. Let's see. We got a couple. Let's see. It look like we got a couple more things going on here. Mike, I want you to hit this one right here. Joe Schmo here said, will Moreau only here this season? Will Darren Hall get reps at some point for some game experience to potentially be his replacement? I keep thinking about how Oliver got thrown in his second season.
Ooh. Have anybody even heard his name? Did they even mention his name?
No.
Well, that's your answer. Exactly. If you ain't heard that man's name, don't even think about him playing. That ain't happening.
Right.
Coaches don't talk about players. That's not progression. So when you start hearing them speak about John Kaminsky, you haven't heard them say anything about John Kaminsky. Well, Kaminsky doing this, he doing that. If you're not hearing no name, if you don't hear them guys' names being mentioned in these press conferences, or you're hearing D-Lid or this person calling those guys out, don't even worry about it. Just save yourself the time. All right. That's all it is. That's all I got to say about that. Hell to the no. And if you don't understand that, hell no. I'll give you just like that.
Hell no. To the no. No. I want to get this one, even though it's for Mad Mike. I want to get this one. Mafia said, "Do we trade Tyler Davidson, Means, and Kaminsky for and thing we can get for cash consideration?" No, all you're gonna do is get a box of Magnum condoms and a fat prostitute from Fulton Industrial. That's the only thing you're gonna get out of these three right now.
Because either way, your ass gonna get up.
But like I said, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be tough because like if you look at the tape, Tyler Davison's not really doing his job as a run stopper. If that's supposed to be his reputation, if that's supposed to be what his role is, you're not seeing a run stopper out of him. The only thing we know from Tyler Davison is dapping up Taysom Hill when he scored his touchdown against the Saints. That's what we know him for. You're not getting value for that. Steven Means, like I said, you might get some Funyuns out of him because he's a good lead. He's a good leader guy. He's one of those guys you want in the locker room to uplift. But when you see him on the field, it's like, why are you even on the field?
Tell him he a blue guy, KStylzz. He the Brian Scalabrine of the Falcons. he the 13th, the 12th man on the bench that just throwing everybody towels, slapping everybody in the butt, saying good job.
You say he Udonis Haslam now?
Hey, that's it, bro.
And Kaminsky, you haven't really seen enough of him to really get no value. I mean, like I said, when you, I have, like I said, have you honestly believed that? Have you really seen enough that you could really get something out of? I'm just talking about just in this scenario when he talking about trade.
Right.
No, you ain't getting nothing for John Kaminsky. Like, you ain't getting nothing for none of them guys he just named. You ain't getting nothing for Tyler Davison. You ain't getting nothing for Kaminsky. You're not going to be able to get any compensation for those guys. But what I do like that I'm seeing from these guys like Dean Pease, I think we're going to see some of these guys starting to phase out. Like, say Mike Pennell does get in this game or get in the next couple games, and him and Jonathan Bullard's holding down that nose position, you're going to see Tyler Davison phase out. That's why I'm a little bit nervous when I didn't see JTM in this last game, and it was like he was basically a clean scratch, like he was a healthy scratch. That made me nervous. Because John Kaminsky was a clean scratch a couple weeks ago, and we ain't seen him since. So I'm like,
right.
When you don't, like Mike said, you don't like to not hear your name being mentioned by the coaches or by the media, by anybody. Like, if we ain't seeing the writers writing about you on AtlantaFalcons.com, we not hearing your name in none of the press conferences. That's a bad thing. And John Kaminsky's like a ghost at this point. You ain't heard his name. I ain't even seen this man on the sideline. I ain't even seen him.
Boy, that boy,
I ain't seen him in street clothes. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't seen him. So I'm like, that makes me nervous when you're starting to get phased out where they're not even playing you no more. They're not dressing you. Because we seen when Dan Quinn was here, the players that were not dressing are not here anymore. Where's Quadri Olison? Where is Deidre Sanat? Those guys, they're not here. So that's making me nervous. Like when guys have clean scratch and stuff like that, and when guys are starting to phase out. So we don't have to worry about Tyler Davison. His play is going to phase him off of the roster. Like if he's not producing, he's going to be one of those guys where we're not going to even see him going forward. Like if Mike Pennell and these other guys step up.
Oh, man. Hold on. I want y'all to hit this question. We only going to do a couple more questions here before we hop off here. So I want to get this one right quick. Is it Ayers01 said, which player this Sunday is in greater need of redemption? Ridley, Davison, Means, or is it somebody else?
Really? Because if he don't, the kneecap's gonna be like, hey, he's gonna be like what her name is, that skater. Somebody gonna hit them knees.
No, not that. What was it? Nancy Kerrigan or was it?
Nancy Kerrigan. Right, look, I'm gonna hit them damn knees if he don't goddamn catch the damn ball. I'm tired of seeing his behind go backwards. We need a first down. It's first down and it's a catch. Instead of you getting another first down and keeping the clock moving and you get an extra set of plays, you decide you want to go out about. So no, I need him to do something.
Yeah, I mean, really no odds is on him. At this point, he knows odds is on him because the writers are now in the media starting to ask questions in the press conferences. And that's not a good thing. Like, while we talking about you being talked about in the media or you're not being talked about, when you have, them asking Arthur Smith about you, and he basically stated that, Calvin knows what we expect out of him, that's not a good thing. So Calvin Ridley kind of knows that he's in hot water, and he knows he's kind of on the hot seat, and he knows he's playing for a contract at the end of the day. So go ahead, Mike.
Didn't this guy, I forget his name, but didn't this guy say that Calvin Ridley may not be that receiver in this offense? And I think that guy was called crazy. They said, yeah, you're stupid. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. How could you possibly say that? Didn't I?
Hold on. Who was that dude? Was that
who was that guy that said that?
Who?
Chat, like, help us, help me, because I want to know, because right now he don't even want to talk about Calvin Ridley. When a coach says, I love Julio, he's gonna make plays, I love Cal Pitts, and they smile and they giggle about him. Man, look, all they say now with Calvin Ridley know what we expect from him. It's not good, bro.
Yeah, that really doesn't instill confidence at all. So basically what they did was they put the ball in his court. Like, what you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to. What you gonna do? What are you willing to do?
That's in your court. Look, you got the shot. It's 5 seconds on the clock. Are you gonna Steph Curry that mug, or you just gonna LeBron and stare at the damn? Never mind.
Shit, no. I'm about to say you gonna Steph Curry that motherfucker. You go or you go J.R. Smith that motherfucker and take that bitch back to the
crease. You gonna forget the score? Yeah.
All right.
Look, everybody be looking at you like.
You go J.R. Smith that boy.
Everybody talking about curry that bitch, boy. You better curry that motherfucker if he want to goddamn get some money out this, some money. Because he already because the thing, and somebody put it in the chat here. Hold on, see if I find it here, because I just saw it. We gotta forget Calvin almost at his 30s already. Even though he's a young player in the league, he almost 30. Yeah, 27 going on 28. Yeah, he's almost 30. So yeah, boy.
Man, hold up. Like, what? Look, this is the stuff that I be talking about. Like this, I'm not gonna go in too much, but like this is what we talking about. When guys, you gotta call a spade a spade. This is not a 1-year deal with Calvin Ridley. He has been running backwards for the last 3 years. You know how on Forrest Gump, how he just running and running and running? Well, this motherfucker been running backwards for 4 years. Bro, this is nothing. Nobody is picking on him. This is something he's been doing. And we're just bringing it to light. He has to stop running backwards. It is what it is. That's not picking. It's the same thing. If Matt Ryan was throwing interception after interception after interception every game he's throwing a pick, you think we won't be on here saying, all right, I think Matt Ryan is done? This is something that we got to talk about. He's making these mistakes game after game. Every game we see him running away from contact. So these are 3-4 years worth of film on it. Somebody made a whole compilation on Twitter of just him running away. So we're not picking on it. It's calling what it is. When you go and you talking about a guy at Terrence Mathis, who's a borderline Hall of Fame receiver, he's telling you that this guy may not be that guy. Maybe he isn't that guy. Does he have the talent? Of course he does. I believe that he has the talent to be a top 3 receiver in the league. I honestly believe that. But he's not acting like that. So when you're not acting like that, you got to be called out for what it is.
Hey, because I was about to say, if they don't know what we talk about, I actually have the video up of the moonwalking Calvin Ridley up on Twitter right now. You think I need to show him right quick?
Oh, look, man. Like I said before, it's there. The dude ran away. He is pulling away from the Chiefs' defense, and all of a sudden, I don't know if God was whispering in his ear or the devil was whispering in his ear, because he just all of a sudden just stopped and said, "I'm going backwards."
Hold on. I'm gonna put it. Can y'all see it? Let me know if y'all can see it. Can y'all see it?
I can see it. It's a bit small.
It's small. All right, here you go. It's small. This is the best way I can find it, but here you go.
Miami out route. That one cleaner for Calvin Ridley. Flag is thrown as Ridley cuts it back and then heads towards the second down over the middle, and again, it's Ridley. They say yes. Oh, what a beauty. Because of the run block. It's a blitz coming. Now they back off, and Ryan hits Ridley. Oh, what a move. Calvin Ridley. Look at this. Inside the 30. Does he have enough speed? Ridley is down to the 10.
All right. That was just a little quick one.
I don't want any of my players going backwards. I'm just going to be That man had a whole. That man was seeing the sun. You talk about seeing the light. You know, ain't talking about when start seeing the light. Oh, glory light.
Mm-hmm.
That man saw the light and started going backwards.
But that boy,
like I said, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man.
Hey, I was about to say, boy, that boy went to AutoZone for them brakes, boy. I'll tell you that much now.
Hey, man, let's close this thing, man.
Let's close it out, man. Let's close it out.
Hey, go ahead, Jude. Do your thing, bro.
All right, man. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in as always. Like we said, heading into this week, this is a must-win game. We got to beat the Jets. I mean, like we said, if we're going to change the culture, you got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, period. And what has kind of rubbed me the wrong way with this first quarter of the season, when you don't beat teams you're supposed to beat, then you have to beat the better teams in the league. Mm-hmm. So like the games that you kind of had penciled in or, you know, wrote W's by, like the Washington football team, I thought that was going to be a W. Like KStylzz talking about 10 wins, where when you don't get those wins against the teams that you should beat, that means you're going to have to beat the Buccaneers. That means you're going to have to beat the Saints. That means you're going to have to beat some of these other teams, the 49ers who we have on the schedule later in the season. So, like I said, I think that this team definitely has a chance to still make the playoffs. A lot of people on my channel got upset about it, but I'll just say this. Every team in the league has weaknesses. The better teams in the league, they actually disguise their weaknesses the most. They don't allow you to emphasize their weaknesses or expose their weaknesses. So if the Falcons want to win, you know, make the playoffs this season, you're only as strong as your weakest link. But we have to do a good job of disguising the weaknesses. Don't allow teams to expose the weaknesses. Last year, Isaiah Oliver being on the outside, you know, out there on the island by himself was a weakness, and teams exploited that weakness. This year, it seems like Fabian Monroe has kind of been that weakness where teams are starting to see that he gets grabby and that the refs are calling a lot of flags on him. So expect this week that they're going to be looking to throw the ball Fabian Monroe's way. I guarantee it. This week, they're going to throw the ball deep against Fabian Monroe. When we get in the red zone, they're going to throw at Fabian Monroe. They're not throwing at A.J. Terrell because they know that he's not, you know, he's proven. He's not grabby. He's been making plays on the football. So just going forward this week, this is a must-win for the Jets. If we go out there and lose this game, like I said, it's going to get ugly. But I expect this team to come out and pull out a win. But like I said, keep hope alive. I see somebody in the chat saying, "Jew, be realistic." Hey, I'm telling you guys, we have the talent. We've been saying this for what? Ever since we had Atlanta Falcons Nation, we have the talent. But these players have to go out there and execute. I don't want to hear any excuses about the coaches. I don't want to hear the excuses. They're putting you in positions to make plays. When you're dropping interceptions and when you're missing sacks and taking bad angles, that's on the players out there on the field. They're not being disciplined. So we got to be disciplined. We got to be disciplined. We disciplined this week. I expect us to come back, be 2-3 coming back from London, and then we have the bye week, and then I think the next game is Carolina. So we need this win to start off this second quarter on the right foot because we need to at least get this second quarter. We at least need to go 3-1. But I believe this team can do as good as 4-0. It's just about us taking advantage of our opportunities. We've had numerous opportunities in this first quarter. We just didn't capitalize on the opportunities. And with that being said, I'm gonna kick it over to KStylzz.
Hey, we always kicking it with KStylzz every day, man. You know how we do it over here. Like I said, we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in with us tonight on the Heavy Hitters. The Heavy Hitters. You already know how I go. Hey, look, for a lot of people that don't know, that song was on the Madden 05 soundtrack, which I just got in the mail today, so I'm going to play the shit out of it when I get a chance to. But like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in. AFN tonight, you already know. Like I said, we on the road to 2K. Like I said, we close to 1,800 as we is as Atlanta Falcons Nation. Like I said, we just ask y'all to continue to rock with us. Like I said, share this content with people that might not be subscribed to AFN, that might not know what we doing over here. Like we say before, we are the 6%ers. We are the last of the Mohicans. We all we got around here. We are the Falcon fans that still believe this team can make noise. And as well as your boy 6-man KStylzz on the road to 500. I need about 35 of y'all to get to that goal. Like I said, I expect to get to that goal at least by the next couple weeks. But like I said, it's definitely appreciated that. Like I said, y'all still rock with me. Like I said, y'all helping me on this journey as well. But the last thing I'm gonna say is, and I'm gonna just go with what you just said here. Jets, Dolphins, you ain't got no excuses now. I can understand if you would have beat Philadelphia or Washington, we could use that excuse, like, okay, The situation now is you can't afford to lose no games right now. We ain't, like I said, outside of these next two games we got, we started to hit that division a little bit harder than we normally did. Harder. You ain't got no excuses no more. Like I said, the magic number that I'm gonna leave y'all with is 4 or 5. Quoted by this guy as well. 4 or 5. If y'all know what 4 or 5 means, it's 4 or 5 plays that determine these football games. And these 4 or 5 plays done cost us football games the last few years. It don't sound like a lot of plays. You think the average team has to deal with, 45 plays on offense, 50 plays on defense. That's 95 plays that a team has to deal with. Out of those 95 plays, those 4 or 5 plays is the difference between you winning by 20, losing by 20. So we got to execute. And like I said, also shouts out to Miss Maggie T, who's in the back, probably talking shit, because you know how anime does. Look, she already staring a hole in my head right now. You know, my hairline go back here somewhere, so we know how that goes. So she didn't get nothing before here. Superman, that whole be like, yo, that's how my hairline go. Yo. Yeah, nah. But I'm gonna just say it like this. And I'm gonna just keep this short and simple. These type of seasons are not meant for everybody. We're talking about seasons of uncertainty, seasons of whatnot. You have limited cap space. You cut certain players, that kills your cap space. So you can only work with what you got right now. But I'm going to say it like this. I believe this is a 10-17, and I'm going to stick with it. I don't care about no backlash. Most of these folk don't give a fuck what I think no way. But I'm going to still say it.
Right.
10-7. If you take care of those 4 or 5 plays.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Mike. That's all I got to say.
I just got to throw a shot out there. Not a shout out, but a shot.
Hello.
Well,
I'm gonna say this because what I like, let's as content creators, we got to do better. We got to do better when we talk about putting out false information that that isn't true, just to try to get views, clicks, because you don't know how that affects that family. Like, these people have feelings too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about a lot of these players. They have wives, husbands, whatever their sexual preference, that doesn't matter. They still have family. And when we talk about these guys and we put their family member, their loved one at harm, when we putting out these rumors out and saying, man, your husband's gonna leave. You don't know how the next door neighbor is thinking. All right, your husband, how you just gonna leave us? He might be a damn complete psycho. And now he's throwing shots at, whomever. They're throwing it, they're threatening them. We've seen this before. People throwing batteries at players at games because people in their feelings about certain things. So let's be careful about what we say as content creators when we talk about players. It's one thing to talk about a player's game, and it's a whole nother thing when we start talking about the player at a more of a personal. So we gotta be, as content creators, because we have a lot of people that follow us, and there's a lot more people that got a lot more of a bigger fan base than what we do here at the Atlanta Falcons Nation. So content creators, we got to be more responsible about the stories and the things that we're saying in our videos and our articles and, just our podcast. So let's be more responsible because, like I said, we don't know how this is affecting. Like, a lot of people be in, like, a lot of mental stress because they don't know if their husband is going to get fired or this person. We're talking about, you go back to even the Olympics with Simone Biles. Like, she was getting death threats because people thought she was joking about having a mental issue. Oh, she quit. You don't know what she's dealing with. You don't know what these people are dealing with. So let's be responsible with the content that we putting out, because a lot of people take what we say and then they share it to this person and then go to this person, and that just becomes a widespread issue. So let's be more responsible with that. And that's all I got to say about that. KStylzz, you want to kick us out?
Well, if y'all know what I'm talking about, Miss Maggie T got it right there. Just know that. Sarah Ryan done had to win off on one of these social media folks for talking about her husband. So this is what we talking about. And I'm gonna say one more thing. And this is to the content creators as well. If you see a content creator that's talking more negative about what you love than positive, think about it like this. In this world today, talking negative about something is way easier than finding positive in something. Because let's be honest, we live in a negative society now. People don't want to see positive. Everybody wants to be miserable. Everybody wants to see everybody in misery. I'm just going to leave it at that. But just like Mike said, we here at AFN, we definitely appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all continue to support us. 6-Man Convo Thursday. Might have a special guest going on for that as well. But, and also, Miss Maggie T, you doing the Sochi Seconds thing on Wednesday? Make sure y'all tune in for Miss Maggie T Sochi Seconds on Wednesday. She got a topic that y'all want to make sure y'all check out. You might catch a boy over there as well, too. I don't know what she talking about neither, but, you know, this is the fun thing that I like. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just reacting based on what I hear. But here at AFN, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't got to go home, but
you got to get the hell up out of here.
But I'm gonna tell you right there, man. I was on the water boy one day and I saw